All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the Funky Uncle Lounge. My name is Soul Stew, and we're about to do one of my favorite parts of the evening where I get to sit down with these great musicians, talk to them about their music, talk to them about their lives, what they've been going through, and give you all a little bit deeper insight into New Orleans music culture and all the people who work so hard to make it happen. So it's been a true honor to have Sam Price and the True Believers here this evening. I've been seeing Sam play for a long time in this town. He's always been able to master so many different genres and always brings such a great energy to it, whether he's playing with his Latin band, Otra, throwing it down with the Honey Island Swamp Band, the True Believers. He's a master of many forms, as I feel most of our real musicians in New Orleans are. No one gets tied into a genre. Everyone just loves to play, and it doesn't matter, what kind, as long as it's good music, these guys can pull it off. So it's an honor to have Sam here with us. Sam, where you at, bro?
Yeah, you're right, Stu. Hey, brother. Thank you. That was quite an introduction. Thank you.
Hey, just telling it like it is, man. Just telling it like it is.
Appreciate
Sam,
it.
You've toured all over the world, and obviously New Orleans is home base to you. What makes New Orleans different than all the other places that you've been?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's home, right? I mean, no place like home. Technically, I grew up in Slidell, but yeah, Slidell in the house.
I went to Patton's yesterday. It was awesome.
But I came to the South Shore as soon as I got hip. I figured out what was going on. But I consider myself very lucky, being that I turned out to be a musician, to have come up just a stone's throw away from the greatest musical city on earth, in my opinion, and a very soulful city in a variety of ways, the cuisine and art and architecture and just that very unique, hard to describe thing that New Orleans has that all of us fall in love with when we come here. And man, I feel so lucky. New Orleans is home. There's a lot of great people out there. It's great to go on the road with Honey Island Swamp Band, we've done some extensive touring, even to Europe. And, Colorado, there's some great music people out there. Great
Absolutely.
festivals, right?
Sure.
Just so enthusiastic. Maybe in some cases more so in places
They're not
where
as
they
jaded us New Orleans music
Yeah,
lovers that get in
right.
7 nights a week.
Right. Yeah. They're not just surrounded by music all the time, so they're like really just like ravenous, hungry for it when you come to town. But man, there's no place like New Orleans, man.
I hear that.
We're lucky to be here, right?
No, absolutely. Sam, you've been gigging in this town on a pretty much nightly basis for, at least 20 years, if not 30. This is probably the first time in, most of your adult life you've actually had any kind of break whatsoever. So how have you been dealing with that, and what's some of your methods of coping and seeing yourself through it? Have you been writing a lot, coming up with some new songs, revisiting old projects? What's been the deal?
I didn't do anything for the first few weeks, and I started to feel really bad about that. I kind of disappeared from Facebook and all of that. I guess I was shell shocked. I think like a lot of us still are, and just processing it. And I fell into this place, or stepped over into a place where I was okay with just not doing any music. I wasn't trying to do anything streaming online. I just wanted to just kind of breathe and hang out with my cat Jasper. I spent some time building a very elaborate series of ramps, carpet covered ramps and platforms and stuff for him so he doesn't have to go up the spiral staircase, which he hates. So that was one of my projects.
Staying busy, bro.
Yeah. But now I'm kind of evolving into a musical stage. I've been feeling really, really inspired lately. Working on some new stuff. Of course, inspired by what we're all going through. Some of it a little dark, but some of it hopeful.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's all
keeps it interesting, right?
Yeah, it's all part of it, right? It's all got to come out, the dark and the light. But we're about shining the light, so I'm looking forward to sharing some of that new stuff with everybody.
Heard that. Well, Sam, would you introduce these fine musicians you got with you and talk about maybe how you guys came to playing together and
Thank you. Yes, Stu. I would love to, man. Back in 2015 or so, 2015, I was kind of cooking up the plans for this band and the instrumentation I wanted to have. And, I've played with a lot of musicians over the years, but I kind of felt like I wanted to get some fresh faces and as well as people who weren't involved in a million other projects already. So I was out scouting drummers on Frenchman Street, and I heard Ethan Shorter playing at the Apple Barrel Bar. And he didn't know I was stalking him. But, I was back there lurking in the shadows like, So,
a good band leader always does.
That's right, man. It's important, to find the right pieces that fit, to put it all together. So Ethan, and then through Ethan, we had another guitar player in the band for a while. But then Ethan hit me to Alex Mallet. He brought Mr. Alex Mallet, and I introduced him as Alex Mallet all the way from FLA. Don't you never go away, because he's from Florida, and before he moved to New Orleans, he probably still calls himself Alex Mallet, is how his last name is pronounced, right? Well, let him answer that question. But, I'm like, hey, you're in Louisiana now. That T just got silent. But anyway, and the never go away part is because he's just been the perfect fit for this band, and has gone on to be a very in-demand guitar player with so many other band leaders in town. So happy to have Alex on board. And Ethan also introduced us to Whitney Aloysius. We were literally about to go on to do a video just like this, WWOZ, to promote a show. And that's when I met Whitney,
very first time.
10 minutes or so.
Didn't know the song or anything.
Yeah. All right, nice to meet you. So, okay, so this is how the song goes. Yeah. So that was very, very fortuitous, and everybody has become a part of this band in a unique way, and I can't help but feel like everybody's meant to be here. Mr. Congo Mike on percussion back here has become a brother to me, and we share the love of Afro-Cuban music, as you mentioned. Otra, my Latin band Otra, that I spent a lot of time just devoted to Cuban music, and so we share that, and I just love what he brings to the band. And again, there's a few other percussionists who I love as well, but he kind of was a new face on the scene here in New Orleans, and he brings like a unique flavor to the mix. And last but not least, Michael Burkhart, everybody probably knows from his own project, Mikey B3. He and I have crossed paths in a variety of musical projects over the years. And, we're lucky enough to get to play with a few different keyboard players, but it's great to have Mikey B3 whenever we can get him, whenever he's available. So.
Have you guys written together at all, or are these all just kind of arrangements songs of yours, Sam, that you brought to these guys?
There's been a little bit of both.
Cool.
Certainly, the five of us, there was a different keyboard player. Phil Breen wound up getting the gig with Samantha Fish. So he was our original keyboard player. But we have all sat in the room, and, I generally initiate the ideas, but these guys have been a great help, and we'll bounce some ideas off each other, and everybody kind of contributes.
Nice. You were talking about, back to the Cuban music that you were talking about earlier. When I first saw you playing, it was with Otra. 18 years ago, probably. Y'all were smoking. How did you get in to the whole Latin scene? What was that like? And how did you kind of parlay that into, your more funk, rock and roll stuff? Because I definitely hear those rhythms, even with this band.
Yeah, and that's another fun thing about the True Believers is I feel like it's an opportunity all these years later, after traversing so many styles like you alluded to, like I finally get to kind of throw them all in the same pot, and mix it all up. We got the Latin flavor in there, and I've been rocking out since I was back in the Dell days, from the suburbs, man, rocking out to some Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and Kiss and all that stuff. So the rock runs in my veins, and of course New Orleans, George Porter, the Meters, the funk, world music, the blues. I've done a lot of that. So yeah, I don't know. I just kind of fell in love with it. I think at the time Freddie Omar was starting his band. I don't know if you remember Freddie Omar.
I remember Freddie, absolutely.
He there weren't many bass players, I think that knew the Latin stuff at that time. There are quite a few now, but I think that's how I kind of got started. They were like, come on, man, we'll teach you everything you need to know. We just need a bass player. So from there, I fell in love with the music, the Cuban music, and went on to start my own band, Otra.
So what have you guys been up to? You guys in the band here since all this happened. Obviously, you guys are hardworking musicians. You guys grind it out in the clubs every night, throwing it down. Obviously, this is a time of year where, most of you guys are just, or all of you probably working every night. You making do, you getting by. And what's it like to come here and actually get to play with each other again?
Oh, it feels like it's been forever. Just even playing your instrument in a setting like this versus just, doing recording projects at home.
Yeah.
I've definitely fallen in with my neighborhood. I live over by the Hi-Ho in the 8th Ward.
Yeah.
And, man, what a community comes together. We do this little street jam every Monday or Thursday. Nice. And different neighbors have been, getting together in real small groups and just spending time together in a way that nobody certainly had time to do before.
There's so many great musicians in that neighborhood as well.
So I started spinning records in the backyard, doing little DJ sets for the neighborhood. I streamed one, and then people demanded I did it again, so I did it again.
And what's the stream so people can see you do this?
Oh, it's just a Facebook stream on my page.
All right, cool. So underground, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for that. It's just for fun, and the neighborhood loves it.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a good thing about that neighborhood. The neighbors aren't going to mind hearing some music coming out of the backyard. That's
loud.
New Orleans, for the most part. At least, the real New Orleans people. Alex, what have you been up to since all this went down?
I started off doing a few fun videos, just like little 1-minute clips, me playing some of my favorite songs, trying to get some attention, some people, and then we did some live streams in my backyard. And same thing, I met some neighbors I've never met before, and they were loving it. Some neighbors don't like to go out; they're more reclusive,
They love music. They
love
like
music, so now it's
that.
at their house where they want to be. And yeah, I've been having a great time doing that. It's different,
awesome.
And also taking time off, doing stuff we can't normally do while we're busy, working on things that we want to get to.
That's awesome. What's it like? What's it like playing with this band again for y'all down there and gigging with Sam? I mean, Sam's been here so long. You're kind of becoming an elder of the scene, my man. So obviously, y'all are in the fold now. Playing together once again. How's that been? Y'all down there? Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
Everyone.
fantastic. It's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it beats house karaoke. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. My cat, he likes to yell at me, and that's kind of, this is definitely better than that.
Cat's getting tired of you?
Oh, my God, he hates my guts. I'm really surprised he doesn't murder me in my sleep, but I feed him every morning. So I think
got
that's
that. Yeah.
keeping me alive these days.
Seal up the cat food. You should be good,
yeah,
right?
right. Is he watching right now? I really hope not.
Well, he probably loves to hear you sing as well. That's probably
no,
helping
he
take
hates
you.
me. Because I'm always home. Anyway.
I hear you. Mikey B3, what you been up to over there, man?
Oh, hey, man. I can say I've kept myself actually pretty busy.
Nice.
I mean, right when this thing first went down, I just got back from Florida playing with Sam and True Believers. And I got to look at the mic camera here. Anyway, I did a few streams with my band, a couple other things. And then I got involved with this thing called Crew of Red Beans. And Sunday will be my last day doing it. But I took a little bit of a break for a minute and started working with these people. We raised money to help the mom and pop restaurants and musicians deliver the food. And so I've been doing that for like the last 4 weeks and kind of saved my life, helped me pay the bills, and saved a lot of other lives too. And then in the last couple of weeks, I started kind of doing some stream stuff again. I just did a thing this past weekend with the Wild Magnolias. That was sort of our tribute to us closing out on a Sunday at Jazz Fest as we do every year. And then I did another thing a couple of nights ago with some other cats, Keith Stone and Scott Jackson. Ethan was on the drums with us too. So, yeah, man, I'm just keeping busy and just trying to roll with this whole thing,
I hear you, brother.
So-
That's all we can do. And big shout out to all these organizations out there getting together in this community, keep it going, just like what Mikey's been talking about with Crew of Red Beans. There's a lot of people really rallying to help each other out, and that's beautiful to see. That's what New Orleans has always been about. And listening to y'all's songs, that's kind of what you guys were talking about, singing about. That's kind of the whole vibe, I feel, and it's really beautiful to see in these strange and awkward times. So it's very refreshing, So it's an honor to be sitting here with you, and all the people who have helped out this cause and helped us keep this going, and everyone else in the community who's been lending a hand to one another. That's what it's all about right there. So appreciate that. Y'all, it was an honor. Anything you'd like to add? Anyone got a live stream that they're doing this weekend?
Conga Mike? Conga Mike, what you got to say?
What you got going on, Conga Mike?
Too much. I've been chilling and I watered my plant, I remember. And
Plant.
working on some variations. It's been good.
Yeah. There's a lot of variations in these.
Did that tree ever come down?
It's a time of variations.
Time of variations for sure. It's all part of a rhythm,
Yeah, I like
breaking the
that.
beat.
Soul Stew, man.
Just a break in the beat. Yeah, we interviewed Johnny Vodakovich for this a week ago, and that's kind of what I came away from that with.
Nice.
Johnny's wisdom. But well, we appreciate that. Once again, we'll Sam Price and the True Believers, fantastic musicians, pouring out their hearts for us. So much fun to hear. We'd like to thank all of our friends, the crew at Tux, the Fat Banker, Social Aid and Pleasure Club, Faubourg Private Wealth, Arc Insurance, all these good people who have been helping us make this happen. Please, show us some love. FridaysFromTheFunkyUncle.com is our website. We can donate to keep bringing great musicians like this in here, giving people gigs. It feels good. And once again, we're some of the only people getting to hear a live band during Jazz Fest right now in New Orleans. So I do feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world. So thank you all for helping me get to enjoy this and sit here with these fine players who
Put some money in the bucket, y'all.
money in the bucket, y'all. Put that money in the bucket.
In the bucket.
For sure. And once more, I've been seeing these guys play for a long time, and I know how hard they work and how much heart and soul they put into it. So everything we can do to help out musicians like this is always a good day. And so we thank y'all for making that happen. We'll be back here next Friday from the Funky Uncle Lounge. Once again, I'm your host, Soul Stew. Thank all of you. We appreciate it. Much love. Don't give up. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stomp your feet. We're out. Who dat, baby? Who dat?
Peace.